This is the Sharrock cabin on the Grady Niblo property.
We believe it was built in approximately 1846.
The joinery is fairly simple. What the crew's doing today is starting the disassembly process. They will carefully remove items from the cabin one piece at a time, starting at the ridge. As things come off, we'll lay them out in a pattern.
This morning when we started, the cabin was pretty much as it has been standing since the early half of the 19th century. We deconstructed it, as in the last part put on, the first part off, starting with the roof. And in the course of the day, we were able to establish that most of the cabin is original to the first time it was built.
Remember, every time you take off a layer, shoot a photograph.
The Sharrock family moved here in the mid-1840s. This property was given to Everett Sharrock Jr. At the time he moved here, he was single, so he was granted 320 acres. In October 1847, his first daughter, Amy Catherine, was born at a cabin on this property. And this is the only cabin around here, so the assumption is, and you know, the historians agree with this, that this is the cabin that he built for his family.
There are not a lot of logs being replaced on the cabin. I believe the current count is 9 until we do a full condition assessment. We won't know the final number. Those will be new logs of red cedar that the original cabin was made of, and those logs will be hewn using the same type of tools and techniques that they would have originally used when they built the cabin.
Preservation is about protecting the past for the future, because you want to put something there that's going to continue to last. You know, those logs that were there and in good shape are 160 years old, you know, so go to the hardware store or go to a big box store and look for materials that are going to last 160 years.
There's no way that Edward Sharrock would have imagined that his cabin would be becoming a part of the city 169 years later. What a debt we owe him, and what a debt we owe to the city and the Parks Department for having the foresight to preserve the structure for the community to come see how life was like 169 years ago, what people lived in, how they lived. It's just a wonderful example of life on the Blackland Prairie in North Texas.